The Demonologist UK.
Hello guys, and it is that time again. It's the time for your weekly dose of darkness. It's time for me. It's time for the Demonologist UK. I mean, it's just me tonight. It's literally just me tonight. You just got me chatting. Shouts out to everyone already locking in. 5 already. Wow, man. I was speaking to my partner earlier. I was like, I've got to put some more effort and some more sort of like energy into the cast. So I decided. So yeah, it's Friday night again, and it's time for your daily dose of darkness, your weekly dose of darkness. We're going to get right into it tonight. We're going to be talking about how demonology, the paranormal, sort of like, crosses over with conspiracy. Got some theories I want to bounce off you guys, and it's like one massive Q&A tonight. If you've got any questions, smash them up there on the chat, and you know what, I'm going to do my best to answer them. Yeah, look at you guys, man. How's Jane? Welcome along, Jane. Robbie, and out to my mum locked in. At everyone, yeah, like wow, like you guys are on form. You're there. Bam, out to Annette. Welcome along. So yeah, before I start, got some massive props, massive shouts going out to Rob over there at UK Ghost Stories. Had my interview for him last night to go on his show. It was banging. It was absolutely banging. I really enjoyed it. That episode goes up in like 2 weeks, so I'm really looking forward to that one. As soon as I get to the link for that, it's going to go up. You want to check that one out. I mean, Rob, like, massive props going out to Rob. He knows what he's doing when it comes to podcasts. The guy was on fire last night. Out to Robbie, he says, can't get darker than my house. I have the lights out. Yeah, we're going to go a bit darker tonight. I mean, we're going into we're going to talk realm stuff tonight. Out to Russell Old, out to Essex Ghost Hunters crew. Welcome along, Russ. Long time, man. I caught your stream the other night. It was good. I enjoyed it. You completely overlooked me for the private reading, which I'm quite chuffed about. So, I mean, it's great. It's great. And I've got to send a massive shout out to the Demon Donkeys. If you're locked in, Ben Winfield is on the show next week with me. We're going to be talking about Molsters. If you guys don't know what that is, it's like, oh, bloody hell. It's like another sort of category of demon. Excuse me, I'm just having me coffee. Yeah, and he was out shopping today and he found these demon donkeys that they actually sell them for children now. What is going on? But yeah, let's get down to nitty gritty tonight. Don't forget, if you've got any questions for me tonight, anything paranormal related, right? I don't want people asking me, what my star sign is, and all that sort of stuff. I'm a Leo. Yeah, that's about as far as I go with astrology. Stars up in the sky. Joe, I've got a really cool UFO guest coming on in a couple of months, and that show is going to be absolutely banging. I know there's people out there who goes, "Oh no, aliens don't exist." We've all seen the films. Come on, man. You've seen War of the Worlds, man. I believe that shit's got to be real. It's got to be real. There's tripods in the ground. There has to be tripods in the ground. But yeah, what we're talking about tonight. Before I start. I've got this analogy in my head. I'm getting trolled a lot at the moment. I don't know why. I'm getting trolled a lot at the moment. So the way my brain works is quite backwards to everybody else. If I'm being trolled, I know I'm doing something right. So things must be going good. But yeah, got the merch on tonight. Yeah, don't forget. That's going to be coming soon. I'm going to try and sort that out for you soon. I mean, I have tried literally everything to try and get the merch out to you guys, but at the moment, and I've got this theory tonight, and I want you guys to actually sort of tell me what you think. But let's get into the conversation. Let's get right in. Let's get down to that nitty gritty. Let's open that knowledge hole. Let's drink from the fountain of knowledge. Let's get going on this one. So, how does the paranormal? How does demonology, occultology, how does it cross over with conspiracy? Now, let's have a look at the pure definition of science. Science itself, the pure definition. Science is something that can be measured by the 5 senses. Okay, that is the easiest way to break down science. It's something that's measurable by the 5 senses. Now, when you look at conspiracy theories, Sorry, I'm checking out the notes. When you look at conspiracy theories, looks like the chip shop guys here as well. Conspiracy theories, in a sense, are on a spiritual plane because they're looking outside the box. They're looking outside that box of conformity that we're all being sort of suppressed into. The fact that we've got to think in a certain way and we're taught in a certain way. And this is what I love about the paranormal community and the conspiracy community, because we all think outside the box. I mean, massive props going out to Sam Tripoli. I've been binge listening to his show all week. He has this guy on there called Nathaniel Gillis. He's a demonologist from America. The guy's got some crazy theories, and he was on, and that's called Tinfoil Hat, that podcast. And it's all about conspiracies, but he has that spiritual side to things as well. And this is how it sort of cross over. And this is what people have to sort of like, you know, you have to get your head around it. We're all in the same sort of thing. We're all exposing and getting things out there that people have been taught that doesn't exist. I mean, you don't go to school and learn about aliens. Like Robbie just said, I didn't post that one up. Robbie's saying aliens do exist. Some of their tech is still in Roswell. They reverse engineered some of it and bought us video phones, internet. And Joe, I have heard that. The touchscreen technology. I mean, when did that come out for us? Like 10 years ago, 11 years ago? I mean, they were saying that they had this technology 50 years ago. There was like certain American government buildings that you could only access with touchscreen technology like 50, 60 years ago. I mean, it's one of them. It's them crazy things, isn't it? It's this, you know. At Haley saying, I've seen a UFO in daylight, or sphere and rusty metallic about 20 years ago, but unfortunately had no camera around. 20 years ago, we didn't have cameras in our phones, you know, and unless you was like one of them guys that just want to walk around with a camera, or you was like a Chinese tourist in central London, or just a tourist in general, you wouldn't have been able to catch that. But I mean, I don't know if you guys, there's a really good book out there. Now, I know I'm going to sound like a complete nerd, but there's a really good book out there. It's not based on the paranormal, but it talks about, it's called The Fourth Reich by Jim Mars. And it talks about, there's a couple of chapters in there about how they were doing paranormal experiments based around creating a super soldier, using paranormal psychological warfare. And they were doing this all at Bran Castle in Romania. It's really, really good. I got well hooked, like proper hooked on that book. Brilliant. But yeah. I mean, aliens, my partner is convinced aliens exist, right? I'm still at that stage. I mean, I don't know if any of you guys know out there, like in 2018, just before Christmas, the American government actually released documents saying that the Roswell landings were true. And they did create a sort of branch of the CIA that were investigating UFO technology. And I don't know if you've ever heard of something called the Collins Elite. The Collins Elite were a group of scientists and parapsychologists and paranormal people, and they were actually created to find out and to make a connection between the aliens and demons, to see if aliens were demons. I mean, what's his name? Nick Redfern done a book on it, and it's, I mean, if you're going to go with anything paranormal, like not paranormal, anything alien, Nick Redfern is the books that you want to be reading. Guys, you guys are smashing on the chat. The Bentley 1967 UFO landing incident Stoke-on-Trent is incredible. I've done research on this. I've encountered paranormal activity on the 53rd anniversary. Darren, that's crazy, man. I mean, I am like willing to be convinced of aliens. I mean, I'm like 60% of the way there. I mean, with them documents being released, I'm like 60% of the way there. And I'm sort of like, you know, is this like, are we sort of living on a realm where there's someone else that's on a planet, I don't know, 4 or 5 million miles away, who's doing a podcast on their form of Facebook now that's called their form of Demonologist UK, talking exactly the same thing as what I'm saying? That sort of synchronicity, it's crazy. It is crazy. I had to Annette saying Hitler was supposed to be obsessed with his stuff. He actually had, This is a true story, right? Drop in the K-bomb. We're going in with the knowledge. Hitler actually had his own spiritual advisor, and also Ben Winfield, guy, he's been on my show a lot. He's a cool guy. He said that all the megastar prime ministers, you know, the Boris Johnsons, the Donald Trumps, the Joe Bidens, they all have spiritual advisors. Now, bearing in mind that they teach people not to believe in this stuff, but they have spiritual advisors. It's like mind-blowing. Robbie's saying it was Roswell tech that helped win the space race. Bear in mind, only a few decades earlier, we barely learned to fight. Yeah. And weren't one of the Wright brothers, I think it was the older one of the two, he was a 33rd degree Mason as well, which sort of like, you know, anyone who's into occultology, which sort of goes hand in hand with demonology, would understand what I'm saying when I talk about 33rd degree Mason. It's the highest part of Masonry that you can go up to. See, with the Masons, everything's quite sort of like hidden. The word occult in Latin actually means hidden. So this is why they associate Freemasons with occultology. And here's a cool fact for you. If you look at the temperature the water completely is frozen, it's at 33 degrees Celsius. And that's why the Freemasons use that as the number of the highest point you can get to, because obviously they can get to that point and then make the alchemical change into something else, and that's why they're called 33 degree Masons. I don't listen to much conspiracy. You know how it goes. But sorry. Robbie's right. No, Masons are just offshoots of Templar. They're also what they called Priory of Sion, the Rosicrucians. I mean, one percenters. There's loads of it out there. I mean, but this show is not about conspiracies. I'm just sort of like, I'm showing you how the paranormal sort of it blends in. They go hand in hand because we're out. We think, all of us think outside the box. Out to Jane, she's saying the thoughts and ideas from conspiracy theories are just science that have been proven yet. It's like saying magic is just a science not yet proved. People thought the same previously about Tesla and other people like Alan Turing. Alan Turing, legend. For people who don't know who Alan Turing is, he was the guy that cracked Shark. He was the guy that cracked Enigma during the Second World War. It's the reason why we won. You know, it's a true story. And Nikola Tesla. See, I heard this story, right? And I can't. Her name was Mary Robin. Robin. And I think if the priory were created to protect the child of Christ, which was in Mary Magdalene, and during the Council of Nicaea, because they decided that Jesus was all divine, they actually gave divinity to Jesus. The Priory of Sion were actually created to protect Mary Magdalene, who was his wife, who was carrying his child, and that's why we refer to the Holy Grail. The Grail was in, you know, the cup, as in the chalice, the symbol for woman, and that's the rose bloodline. Yeah, I heard this story about when you talk about Tesla. Now, the story was obviously you had Tesla, and I can't remember who was the guy that created the other electricity. Oh my god, my mind's gone blank. It's been a long day. But because they couldn't invest as much money into Tesla's theory that electricity is all around us and harnessing, like, you know, the Tesla coils and stuff like that, that's the reason why Tesla got overlooked. I was listening to it the other day. Brilliant. Out to Jane saying, oh no, wrong one. Hitler had a Ouija board in his bunker with stuff like attack and destroying it. Yeah. And the only reason he attacked Russia because his spiritual advisor at the time said that he would win if he'd done it there and then. And then it turned out that he lost, and I think he cut his head off or shot him. You know, Hitler was a good guy. No, not really. Robbie's saying Mary was wife of Jesus. Sarah was daughter born in France. Yeah. I just got confused there. I mean, it's crazy to think that there could be, like, you know, ancestors of Jesus out there that still carry that rose bloodline. It's crazy. Excuses. It's thirsty work doing this. thirsty work. So, yeah, I mean, you guys are on fire tonight. Absolutely on fire tonight. Now, another theory that I want to bounce off you guys now. I don't know if you guys have ever heard about something called the Nephilim. So in the Gnostics religion, they're known as Anunnaki. These were the offspring of fallen angels and female humans. Now, I've been reading the Book of Enoch, the first Book of Enoch, because I started reading the second and the third one to try and sort of get myself ahead, and I was sort of like, I had to go and take a step back. So I've been reading the Book of Enoch now. Thanks, Jane. Being titled, I've not heard that. I'll get back to this because Annette's just put something up that's really, really cool. She said, I read recently about the O negative blood group being tied to aliens. I've never ever heard of that. That is mad. That is absolutely mad. I mean, is it O negative? Ain't that the people that can have blood transfusions from any blood group? I'm pretty sure that is Haley. Haley was saying here that, let's have to put this one up. I was diagnosed with schizophrenia 3 years ago, but I know it feels spiritual experience, not me just having a mental disorder. I didn't feel demonic to me, though, rather like a guide of sorts. Yeah, I get that. I get that. This is where it gets hard, because obviously if you've been diagnosed, you can't treat it as demonic because it's against the rules and blah, 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 blah. But yeah, I mean, I've said about Nephilim now. Look at these guys go. You go, guys. You go. Like Robbie saying, fallen angels lived as human and married. Yeah. The Nephilim were the offspring of fallen angels and female humans. If anybody don't know who Enoch was, I think he was the great grandfather of Noah. And supposedly these Nephilim were born. They grew into giants. And they started, destroying things and causing serious crap, and they were eating humans. But I'm going to drop a bomb on you now, right? This is really cool stuff, and I want to see what you guys think about this. Could Bigfoot be an ancestor of the Nephilim? It's possible. It's possible. Think about it. Dropping one on you there. Out to Darren saying Jacques de Molay. I've heard of this guy. I've heard it. Weren't he was the Temple Grand Master. Weren't he the guy that created the Masons? Visited Kiel, Staffordshire around 900 years ago and gave a stained glass window as a gift, which is now kept under lock and key at St. John's Baptist Church in Kiel. I went to visit here to see it twice. I was so lucky and honoured. I feel it has spiritual energy, possible healing possibilities. I've heard of objects having that healing possibilities. Never actually touched one myself, but yeah, no, I do believe that. At mum saying, oh, sorry, I'll put it back up. O negative is the most common blood type. I do, but yeah, I'm not sure. That's universal. Anyone can have that blood, but O negs can only have O neg. But that's the one. That's the one. At net. Let me put it out there for you guys to read. But yeah. At Darren, and this is where it gets a little bit. This is where I'm going to have to disagree with you, saying the Nephilim are the Watchers, the fallen fifth of the heavenly angels, follower of St. Lucifer. I disagree. I think the Watchers are a completely different entity. Yeah, you think about the Nephilim. These were giants. I mean, it's written in the Book of Enoch. Yeah, this was a grimoire. This was something that was written. It was written, and it's there. I've read it myself. Like, I don't believe the Nephilim are the Watchers. I do believe. I tell you what, I've got Ben Winfield on the show next week. I'll get him to give you his theory on the Watchers, because he explains it so much better than me. I'll go all around the houses and then end up at the same destination that I started with. Robbie's saying if he needs a shape. No, honestly, just think about it, right? Giants running around the earth, yeah, and it was written in the book of Enoch that if they died, they would have to wander the earth as demons. Right? Now think about it. Nothing ever completely dies. It's always something that lives on. And we talk about, when these people talk about, they see Bigfoot, they always say like 8 foot, 9 foot, 7 foot, big thing. They say that it's hairy, but maybe that's because of, Darwin's theory of evolution. Maybe because it's living outside, it's had to get hairy. I mean, I'm not being funny. If we stripped you down butt naked, Robbie, and stuck you in the Scottish Highlands, I mean, your children's children will end up being hairy because it is cold up there, So, yeah, that's what I mean. I heard, I can't remember his name. I was listening to a podcast today, and this guy said about the Nephilim being Bigfoot, and I was just like, that makes sense to me. Haley's saying, I received a vision on red-haired giants a few years ago. Yeah, red-haired giants. I mean, most of them are in the Highland Games, aren't they? That's Robbie. I can get away with saying that. Mum saying that depends if you believe in Bigfoot. Yeah, no. I mean, cryptoids, when you get into the Jane, I got to pull this one up. Hold on. She said, I thought they tested the DNA and Bigfoot is descendant of the Neanderthal man. No one has ever got close enough to Bigfoot to go to him. Right, can you just sit down? I'm just going to put this in you. It's only a little. I mean, you can have a lolly when we finish because you've been such a good boy. How the hell did they get DNA of Bigfoot? They can't get a picture of Bigfoot. How the hell did they get a DNA sample of Bigfoot? Come on. Annette's saying there were supposed to be giant skeletons discovered that are hidden from sight. People, yeah. I mean, I've seen a few pictures of these giant skeletal systems, these elongated head things, being pulled out of the ground, and that's just my theory. That's just my theory. I believe that Bigfoot relates from the Nephilim. I do believe it's from the Nephilim. Or if you want to take things a little bit darker, because I promise you a bit darker. When you look from the Gnostics side of religion, the Anunnaki, they were the fallen. Well, they're not actually classed as fallen angels, because if you look at the Gnostics religion, it's a complete reversal of the Christian and Catholic faith. They believed that God trapped Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden to stop them from acquiring the knowledge. Yeah. They believe that Earth is a prison planet, and that the serpent, by asking them to eat the forbidden fruit, was the forbidden knowledge. And that's how the Gnostic, I mean, there's loads of different, it's a complete role reversal on the Bible itself. It's a complete role reversal. It's a backwards thing, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? I don't think they got. Oh, let's put this up. It's easier if I put them up. I don't think they got DNA from a live Bigfoot. Thought they got it from bones, but this is another thing, Jane. Like, is there more than one Bigfoot? Because if they got it from the bones, then technically, if he's the only one of his kind, there is no one left. Robbie's saying the Anunnaki, they were angels who came to Earth voluntarily. Yeah, basically they were. Yeah, because obviously, if you look at the Gnostics religion, if you look at the role reversal, there ain't going to be a war in heaven between the Archangel Raphael and Gabriel, and I can't remember the other one. It's one with a really, really weird name. And Lucifer and Satan. And that's another thing. In the Gnostics religion, they believe Lucifer is God, and because his name means the light bearer, the light one. And it's a complete role reversal. But yeah, that's my thoughts. That was the one I wanted to drop on you. You're going to go away from the computer tonight and you're going to think, do you know what? That bloke is nuts. He's nuts. You're going to give it a thought over the next few days. And you're going to come back and you're going to be like, do you know what? Bringer of light. Sorry, my bad. Or Satan means Saturn as well, because we're going into the age of Aquarius or Sagittarius or something like that. I mean, when it comes to the stars. I'm learning. I was listening to numerology today. I don't know if you guys know about numerology. You know, the study of Jumancha, the story of the old Hebrew numerology, that Jumancha, one of the two. That's crazy stuff. When you start looking at numerology and history, crazy. It blew my mind. I'm still trying to work out what light path I'm on. Whether I think I'm on a. I worked out my partner's light path earlier. She's an 8, so she's like meant to be really wealthy. So whenever it wants to start kicking in, I can do some gold digging shit, and just start like living off. You know what I'm saying? I can't see her through the door, but she's probably giving the most evil looks right now. If looks could kill. I don't mind doing some of that, some Kim Kardashian stuff, So yeah, you're gonna go away from the computer. You're gonna be thinking like, nah, that can't be Bigfoot. Can't be descended from the Nephilim. Like, I mean, go and have a read of the Book of Enoch, the first one, the first book of Enoch, the first book written by Noah's great grandfather that was handed down from time to time to time, and actually have a read and try and translate the way it was written. Jane knows about numerology. She's saying numerology is great. My numbers come up with 777, a seeker of truth. It was very accurate. Yeah, but 7 is also the most unluckiest number in the universe. And this is it. This is what blew my mind. The guy that was doing it, his name's Gary the Numbers Guy. He was doing a podcast about it. And he was saying the reason why casinos, the reason why casinos use the number 7 so much is because it's an unlucky number, and if they keep pushing this unlucky number on you, they're going to get more and more money off you. Do you know what I mean? Out to Robbie, take it easy, mate. Have fun assisting on the investigation via live stream. Don't forget, Robbie was on last week. If you want to check that video, just head over to the Demonologist UK, check it out on Facebook. All my videos are up there. Got some crackers coming up the next few weeks. Next week we've got Ben on and the Demon Donkeys. If he's bought them, that'd be quite cool. Actually, I really hope. Jane, you work with Neil. You're definitely unlucky. I mean, hand to Neil. I was only joking, mate. I mean, I was what was that video we done the other day with the woman in the graveyard thing? I was watching that, and that was mad. I mean, that's how we got into the whole paranormal thing, and it's like, wow, that blew my mind. Also, guys, if you fancy a bit of light reading, head over onto my page. I've just had one of my papers published over there on the Out There Paranormal blog. It's called Numerics in Demonology. It's the study of the number 3 instead of the number 666. It's quite good. Not sold on the Nephilim. Russell, you've always been a stubborn man. Russ is one of them guys. Like he's like he loves. He only believes things when it really happens. Do you remember when we do you know what? I'm gonna go away. I'm gonna research this, and I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna bombard you with information. It's all up here, but it's hard to get out. But do you remember when we went to Cash's Wells, and I swear it was you that we went with, and we was getting that weird growling at the well. Do you remember? It was probably one of my very first investigations I went on. It was crazy. I mean, that's how I got my start in the whole paranormal world. And thinking about it now, God, that was ages ago. That was ages. We're talking about at least 15, 16 years ago. You must have been at least 50 then, Russ. Hey? I'm joking with you. Yeah, so if you fancy a bit of light reading, I've done a paper over on Out There Paranormal's blogspot as a ghost blogger, and I've written a paper on numerics and demonology, the importance of the number 3 over the importance of number 3 over the number 666. Now, when you think about it, let's just throw this out there. Let me just give you an overview of it right now. And the number 666. Why do we associate the number 666 with the devil? Why? Does anybody out there know why we associate the number 666 with the devil? I'm going to leave it out there. I'm just going to read this this post by Jane saying the war in heavens could have taken place. There is evidence of nuclear weapons being used prior to our nuclear weapons being used. It was recorded in Indian, or it should actually be Indian, but I'm guessing that's Indian texts. So, yeah. Robbie Crosland, amazing. Thank you. I'll research this. It's a beautiful stained glass window at Kill. I was overcome the emotion felt. I mean, I believe that artifacts and things that have been passed down from over time and years and years and years can hold some form of spirit energy, whether that's healing or not. I mean, I don't know. Darren is saying if you add all the numbers on a roulette wheel, if you add all the numbers on the roulette wheel, the numbers add to 666. I've never heard of that one. In the Bible, the true number of the beast is 616. It's 666, the true number. Well, if you actually look at the passage in the Bible, it is 666. It's the only time it's ever mentioned. I mean, I went back, I researched the number 6 in ancient Babylon. I researched in Sumeria, the Mesopotamian times, ancient Greeks, ancient Egypt. Yeah. It's only ever mentioned in the Bible. The mark of the beast, 666. I can't get the official quote up because I'm not a Bible guy, but I've read it in my blog spot. Now, this is the reason why we associate the number 666 with the devil, because the pure fact of it was mentioned in the Bible. So by using that, you're sort of saying, I'm a religious person, I believe in the Bible, all this sort of thing. But it's also been instilled in us through Hollywood and the film industry and ghost hunting industry and stuff like this. This is where it's instilled in us. Anyone mentions the word 666, it's automatically the devil. I mean, I remember being a teenager, and when we first got mobile phones, we had the Nokia 3210s, the Nokia 8210s, the really tiny ones. And people used to go, if you dial 666 on your phone, you'll get through to the devil and all this sort of thing. And yeah, it's instilled with us from an early age. But the only mention of 666 that I can find, now bear in mind, it's only a quick sort of a couple of hour browse over research sort of thing, is the mark of the beast. Now, if we look at the number 3, right, this is where the importance comes. Yeah, in Revelation 13:18. Fragment of the earliest papyrus 115 gives the number 616. Yeah, but I heard that was because obviously back in them days they didn't have printing presses, so it was like obviously a bad translation, because don't forget all the stuff written back then was written in languages that we couldn't, it was hard for us to translate. So yeah, but somehow for some reason we managed to translate the Bible perfectly, but yeah, if we look at number 3 now, let's look at number 3. If we look at number 3 in ancient Egypt, it represents the 3 sectors of the realm, heaven, earth, and the underworld. I think it's Ra and something like the same Babylon, same thing. Yeah. And you mean the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. There's another 3 little pigs. But when you actually look at these things, when you associate the number 3 with sort of these ancient civilizations, you look at 3 in Babylon, and I said ancient Egypt, and that the third choice is always hell or the underworld, or the lower levels, the lower dimension, the lower frequencies. So think about it in this way. Could, when you get the 3 scratches, the 3 knocks, they always come at 3:33 a.m. the witching hour. Could this just be them identifying themselves, giving themselves the true nature of what they're doing? Instead of, 3 scratches. I mean, I get the analogy behind the mockery of the Holy Trinity, but that's if you're going down the path of demons in Catholicism, demons in Christianism. Demons have been around majorly before. I mean, look at Lilith herself. Look at Lilith. There's a book that I'm reading called The Dictionary of Demons by M. Ballinger, right? He talks about Lilith in there, and he states that there is a mention of Lilith in almost every ancient civilization dating back as far as they can go. Lilith has always been there. The same with Moloch, the same with Baal. these entities, these deities, these demons, um, they've been mentioned way before religion even begun. We're talking about before religion was even when people were still deciding whether they wanted to believe in multiple gods or one god. Paganism or I think it's monotheism, or when you believe in one or something. I'm not 100% sure on the word, but when you look at it in that way, I think even in the Gnostic religion, Lilith gets mentioned as Sophia. Who was the other one that I was tracing back? Hermes. Annette just put up. Lilith was supposed to be. I'm gonna tell that story. I'm gonna tell that story in a second. You hold there. Hermes. Now, if you look at Hermes in Greek mythology, he was the messenger of the gods, wasn't he? Yeah. Now, if you go back to Babylon times, he was the god of mischief. He was compared to Loki in the Viking religion. Loki was the god of mischief. You see how these things are starting to pop up all the time. It's crazy. It's crazy. They also. Let's get onto Lilith right now. The story of Lilith, from what I've read, from my perception, which is going to be the name of my book once I finish it, my perception. Now, I heard the story about Adam and Eve. You've got the old story, Adam and Eve, first man and woman. Eve takes a bite of the apple, they get chucked out of the thing. But if you look at it from the angle of Lilith, supposedly when God created Adam and Eve, he didn't. He actually created Adam and Lilith. Now, Lilith, she was expected to serve Adam as a wife, should have done back then. Do you know what I mean? When they had, we didn't have all these feminist movements and stuff like that, or this equal opportunity. She was supposed to serve Adam as a wife should. That's why God created her. She wouldn't. She was an independent woman. Do you know what I mean? She wanted to do her own thing. She didn't want to subserve to Adam. She wanted them to live 50-50, straight down the middle, how marriage should be. And this is it. And supposedly, because she wouldn't subserve to Adam, she got kicked out of the Garden of Eden. Adam created Eve from his rib bone, and Eve was subservient to him. Lilith was outcast, and then she was a fallen angel from then on. So that's that story. That's the one you're talking about, Annette. Russ is saying, what is your belief on what is a demon? It depends on the perception where you look at it from. I think Rob on UK Ghost Hunters asked me this last night. I said to him, it depends on your perception. If you look at it from a Catholicism, a Christian view, demons are the opposites to angels. Everything in the universe has to have an opposite. The yin and yang, the push, the pull, the dark, the light. Everything has to have an opposite. If you believe it from that sort of thing, they are fallen angels. They're angels that weren't supposed to be in heaven and got sent down to do things in the underworld and sent to terrorize, to take our soul collectors and that. If you look at ancient Egyptian times and ancient Babylonian times, demons, or as they were known as daemons or deities, they were said to have good and bad sides to them. I mean, Lilith used to bring I think she was a demon of stillbirths, but she was also the demon of prosperity and good looks. So they had like this sort of dual belief back in the day. And I mean, my personal opinion, I believe that, how do you explain this? I mean, there's evil in this world. Yeah. Humans, there's good humans, there's bad humans, and then there's grey humans that sort of like, they're sort of good and bad. They're the sort of people that go in Woolworths and take a handful of pick and mix and don't pay for it. What I mean? They're the grey humans. I know every single person that can remember Woolworths has walked in there and took a handful of pick and mix and walked out with it. I mean, didn't you get stopped by once for like stealing pick and mix, or was that Joe? I think it was, yeah, wasn't it? Yeah, yeah, my boy used to go into Woolworths and put it behind his back in the buggy. His mum used to stop halfway down the street and just go, "Oh, what have you done?" "Oh, go on then." It's one of them ones, you know. But yeah, like I was saying, there's good and bad in all humans. Yeah, we all have a soul, and I do believe that these demonic entities, these non-human entities, these diabolical entities, are a manifestation of the bad in humans. As angels, you know, you can't believe in demons and not believe in angels. I just prefer to read about demons and angels. I mean, my mum reads a lot about angels. She passes all the books on to my partner. She reads all that sort of stuff. I think it's the balance. This is the universe balancing itself again, isn't it? You know, I read dark shit and she reads the light shit, you know? And it's saying, I believe demons are totally sick, dead souls that have done truly rotten shit on this earth when they were. Could be. But if you look at, you know, demonic entities such as Asmodeus, Azeroth, Leviathan, these are entities that haven't lived on the earth plane, supposedly. You know, I just believe demons are. There has to be good and bad on earth, as well as there has to be good and bad on the paranormal plane as well. I mean, that's as far as I've got so far with the whole sort of. I believe in it. I can't explain it, but it's the same as dust orbs. It's the same as apparitions and EVPs. You can hear what's going on your recorder, but can you explain what's going on? No, but you believe it happens. I mean, I've probably gone around the houses on that one, Russ, but you know, that's the best I can do. That's the best I can do. So yeah, shouts out to my sponsors. Don't forget to go over there and check them out. Journey of Spirit. If you need a tarot reading, if you want a tarot reading, head over to Journey of Spirit. The weekly tarot readings over there. Rebecca does a brilliant job. She's gave me and my partner some tarot readings, and they were spot on. They were spot on. So go and check her out. She's also got a little price list up there on the webpage. That is facebook.com/Journey of the Spirit. And my other sponsor, National Paranormal Investigations UK. Check them out. They're constantly putting new stuff up all the time on their group. They're an amazingly active group. They're constantly bam, 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 bam. So go and check that out. They're sponsors of the show. Russ is saying, where do you think all these names come from? Grimoires. Ancient texts written in the 14, 15, 1600s. I've just finished a grimoire, the Baphomet. Just moved on to the Book of Enoch, which is another grimoire. That's where most of these names come from, if I'm honest with you. That and ancient scrolls. I mean, didn't they? I mean, Jane's probably the best one to ask. I've got Jane coming on the show. I think in the next 2-3 weeks, I'm going to ask her about this because I know that she, when it comes to the history of the paranormal, she's spot on. Didn't they find like a hidden grimoire in the Library of Alexandria when they actually found it or something? I mean, I remember reading something about that. But yeah, Russ, it's a simple question, that one to answer. The grimoires. Most of them come from the grimoires. Others have been brought up over times in sort of like teachings. Who was saying about it? I think it was that Nathaniel Gillis was saying that they actually found in a Buddhist temple in Tibet an old Kabbalistic grimoire that was written pre-Jesus, that they had kept in like this pristine condition. And I think they donated it to what's the one in France, the museum in France. I can't remember that. It's a massive museum in France. I think they donated it there. I was reading about that the other day. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just crazy. Don't forget, guys. Also, I have my monthly mailing list. I'm going to be hosting up shows that you can check out on Facebook, up there, live streams. I'm going to be putting in the same email some great web URLs for you to check out for your research. Some great Facebook groups. I'm going to be putting some stories up there that I found that I want to share with you guys. All you have to do is on the email address below, just send me an email with your, even saying hi, because it's going to have your email address on it, and I'll add you to the mailing list. It's as simple as that. Free, don't have to pay nothing. Monthly email from me that tells you all about the stuff that's going on in the paranormal world. I mean, I'm going to put a link in there to Russ's show. because I thought that was cool. There's a couple of HAPRC shows that I want to link up on there, and there's a show by ETA that I'm going to link up on that email, and I'm also going to put a link on there for this UK Ghost Stories webpage, because they're doing some cracking things this year. I mean, I was talking to Rob last night after the stream, and he was talking about some of the stuff that he's got planned. Russ, hit me up. I mean, I've got 15 minutes left. All these questions, bang them out there. I'll try my best to answer them. Also, guys, don't forget to. I'm trying. I want to hit that 100 subscribers on YouTube now. I know I only put the recorded videos up there, but if you are watching this on Facebook, just head over to my YouTube page, hit like and subscribe. If I can get to 100 subscribers, I've got this amazing show planned, like a Demonology 101 show that I want to put out there. With all stuff for you guys to sort of just like brush over and sort of introduce you into the world of the mind of a demonologist. You know what I mean? Haley's saying Voynich. I've not heard of that. Manuscript is madness to comprehend. Anyone know what that's about? No idea. Never heard of it. Mum's saying she believes demons are lost. They can be. They can be. See that when you look at lost souls, you're talking about the lower levels, the what they call the mimic spirits, the Zozos of the world. That's another one that gets people. Zozo, mimic spirit. It's a mimic spirit. Zozo isn't demonic. It's a mimic spirit. It's a spirit with enough power to mimic what a demon can do. If Zozo was demonic, it would be Kamazost, which stands for scratch bout. So, Russ, I do. He's saying, do you believe the name's real? I do believe they're real. But the thing that I don't believe in is that it gives you power over the demon. This is where my opinion differs to a lot of the Christian exorcists and the people that conduct exorcisms. I'll never conduct an exorcism. I'm not that guy. That's not me. You know, in the words of Skepta, that's not me, man. I don't do that. But yeah, I mean, I don't believe the name gives you power over the demonic entity. I believe it gives you a clue. I mean, imagine if you got a crossword puzzle and it just had the numbers down the side and the numbers in the grid, but didn't have any of the clues. You wouldn't be able to solve it. So I think by knowing the name, it gives you power in a way in the fact that you know what you're dealing with. I don't think it gives you power over the demon. So, do you think Ouija boards are gateways for the demons to attack the vulnerable? I do. I use the analogy, and I think I've used it on the show a fair few times. You wouldn't go to sleep and leave your front door wide open because anything can walk in. You're not going to leave your front door wide open and expect the ice cream man to walk in with a 99 whippy and sort of go, there you go, mate. You know, it ain't going to happen like that. And that's the same thing with the Ouija board. If you don't close it down properly, you're leaving the door wide open. Anything can come through. You can't control the flow of energy. You don't know. You can't control if it's positive or negative. You know, when you look at it in that sense, yes. And I do believe 9 times, I think it's 9 times out of 10, normally it's the demons that come through on the Ouija board, they sort of do this thing where they have like this prior knowledge. They sort of gain your trust, you know. Oh, my name's Becky and I'm 9 years old, and you know this happened to me, and will you be my friend? And that's what they need. They need that permission to be able to do things. Yeah, and even something as silly as, will you be my friend? And you go, yeah. You've just given permission. You've just allowed it in your life. I mean, I've had a fair few cases when Ouija boards have been involved, and you have this sort of like this stigma moment where you sort of go, have you done anything in the realms of occultology? Have you done EVPs? Have you done Ouija boards? They sort of go, no. And then when you get down the line, they sort of go, no, we was contacting them. How did you contact the spirit? Oh, we turned the glass up. Well, there you go. You've done a Ouija board. Glass divination is the same thing. EVPs are the same thing. You're sort of a little bit more protective of an EVP because you have that sort of digital filter. Yeah. Like my mum said, we just have a bad press. They do have a bad press, and that's because of the way the stigma's been in the mainstream media. mean, you go onto Amazon Prime and you type up the word Ouija and you watch how many negative films come up. I mean, I've done plenty of Ouija boards in my time, but I've never had an attachment. I mean, that's true, Darren. Darren's saying no good ever comes from Ouija boards. I've had some great evidence from Ouija boards. I don't think anything good has come from, but I'm not being funny. Like, if you look at paranormal in general, you don't really get good from it. You get knowledge, you can get proof, but it's not good. It's not Reiki or things like that. We don't do it for good things. We do it for proof, I suppose. Oswald, I feel that's with all equipment, not just a board. Any communication with the other side, good or bad, can be harmful, and that is true. That is true. And yet, I was waiting for someone to say this. The board has the Hollywood. Yes, the holy wood. That's where Hollywood gets its name from. Hollywood. It's an occult thing. What's up and down, as above, so below. As above, so below. For my Wiccas out there that know about that. Agreed. I mean, yeah. What you got to remember is that when you're communicating with spirit, I mean, even just going there and going, is anybody there? Can you give me a sign? That's enough for negative to come through. We all go there. We all do our thing. We all you've got a bright white light coming over your head, shooting out your fingers, roots in the floor, blah 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 blah. Flower open, rah. It works. We all know it works. It's just a tool in the belt. It's a hammer to hit a nail in. It's the same with myself. I'm not religious, but I will use religion as a tool in my belt. If I can give out some form of religious provocation and get some response back, then I know I'm dealing with something demonic. It's as simple as that. Jane's saying, should all other pieces of kit used for investigation, i.e. dowsing rods and pendulums, be opened and closed? Yeah, I believe they should do. That's my belief. See, this is the thing with paranormal, where everything's very perceptional. It's how you've done things. It's like, well, what did I compare it to the other day? It's like swimming. I mean, you might like to do a butterfly. I might like to do a backstroke because I feel more comfortable doing a backstroke. It's a backstroke. It's one of them things where it's down to perception. It's how you perceive what is going on at the time. But yeah, that's how I believe. I believe that, there's no harm in opening and shutting down when you do these things. It's just it's protection. It's protection. You're not going to it's not going to be like a 40-degree heat outside. You're going to go, I don't know. I don't know whether to put sun cream on or not. What do you think? What do you think? Do you think I should be putting sun cream on? No, Joe, I'm going to go out there. I'm going to see what happens. If I get burnt, it's going to hurt. But, you're laughing at me. As Darren saying, Jane Rowley, I've used dowsing rods on paranormal investigation. They seem to work. If you look at the background behind dowsing rods, they were used to find water, and I think it's lead underneath the ground. What's that? Haley's saying, so what happened with me? I went on a ghost hunt, and a week later, it attached to me. I was schizophrenic before I did this. That's why I felt the balls. Could be. I've read cases where, it was in the case of Annalise Marie, which was the real story of the exorcism of Emily Rose. She was diagnosed with schizophrenia, and her parents and the priest that done the exorcism actually spend time in jail because of what they've done when they exorcised her. So if someone gets a diagnosis, it's sort of become the thing now where you sort of you take a step back. You don't sort of go down that pathway, it's one of them things. But yeah, 5 minutes left. I'm going to wrap up the show. It's been a great chat tonight. I've really enjoyed it. I mean, I hope you guys are liking the new energy. I hope you're liking the new way it's all going. Don't forget, if you want to be on that mailing list, just hit up the link below, the demonologistuk@hotmail.com. Send me over your email address and I will hook you up once a month. Free mail. All the best podcasts, all the best live streams, some great news feeds about the paranormal. I'm going to try and bang as much information in there for you and I'm not going to charge you a penny. Not a penny. Simple as that. Don't forget to hit up my Facebook page, facebook.com, The Demonologist UK. All my videos are on there. Check out some of the guests I've had on. We've had Jane and Neil on the show. We've had Ben Winfield. We had Robbie Crossan on last week. We had the guys from Out There Paranormal on. We've had my old team, Truth Paranormal, being on there. It's mad. Honestly, you've got to check it out. Check out all my videos. They're all there. And to Darren, thank you. No, thank you for locking in. Big up yourself, man. You know your stuff. You know, me and you're gonna have to have a chat. You're gonna have to come on the show and have a proper chat with me. Out to Annette, out to Haley, out to my mum, out to Jane, who's been locked on tonight. Robbie, who was on earlier. He's off assisting now. He's assisting. Don't forget to check out UK Ghost Hunts. I'm going to be up there in the next couple of weeks. My show with Rob from over there. Brilliant presenter. Brilliant presenter. And don't forget, next week on the show, we have Ben Winfield. We're going to be talking demonic hierarchy. Who's at the top? Who's at the bottom? Brilliant. Out to Russ as well. Yeah, Russ has confirmed for the show. I think Russ is coming on in April. I'm well excited. I've just confirmed Dr. Cal Cooper on the show, parapsychologist from Northampton University, PhD. Dr. Cal Cooper. He's going to be a good one. And I've also got Andy McGrillen coming on the show, UFO enthusiast. He's one of the moderators over there on the UFO group that I'm in. He's coming on. I think he's coming on at the beginning of April. We're going to be talking UFOs, aliens. Do they exist? Where's the proof? What's been going on? What's the alien conspiracy? I'm really looking forward to that one. I had a bit of problem with uploading podcasts at the moment, so I'm going to keep it on the live streams at the moment. As soon as I get a chance, I'm going to upload all these onto the RSS feed, so they'll all be available on Apple and Spotify as soon as I get a chance to do that. What else can I plug? Don't forget the YouTube page, guys. I haven't even got my own URL yet, but yeah, just go over there, search on the search bar, The Demonologist UK below. All my videos are up there. As soon as we hit 100 subscribers on the YouTube channel, I'm going to be doing a Demonology 101. I'm hoping to get a few other demonologists on there at the same time so that we can actually do, just give you guys a brief overview. Out to Jane saying she's liking the alien stuff. Check the show out of Andy McGrillen. The guy's going to blow your mind. He's going to blow your mind. Out to Debs. No, it's great. Russell saying first time tonight will not be the last. Good, man. It's good. It'd be great. I'm looking forward to interviewing you guys. Blast from the past to see what you guys are doing. You seem to have a big following there on Facebook, and you've investigated some mad places. I'm telling you, some absolutely mad places. But yeah, it's been a good night tonight. But anyway, I'm going to sign off. That's me out for tonight. Don't forget, next week, same time, same place, your Friday night fix for everything dark and paranormal is right here on the Demonologist UK. I've been Damon Penny. Take it easy. Laters.